So, when I described what I was doing, as usual, to my wife, she asked if there wasn't any way to fit all three battery packs into the back seat, because it really, going into the trunk is going to make it more complicated. And as I was describing the complexity, she came up with the question, as she normally does, of well, why don't you just put the batteries all in the back seat? And if I tilt the batteries sideways, for want of a better description, with the terminals facing up, I guess is the best description. With the terminals facing up, it's 9.5 inches, and I have 32 inches cut out. I could easily have 36. So there's really no reason why I can't fit in this area here a couple of inches of insulation with a box, as well as putting the batteries in. I don't really need access to the bottom or the sides after I'm done. All that needs is proper support on the bottom, and the heating mat, or sorry, the support, the insulation, and then the heating mat that's going to contact directly with the metal on the batteries. Or perhaps I'll put a bit of rubber in between. I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do there. But in any case, I don't need access to it afterwards. And if I don't need access to it, then there's no problem with kind of hiding in the bottom. Having the batteries turned sideways like this would have meant that the connections were here and relatively accessible. Well, no, not really, because this part's going to be hidden at the back there. And I'm not sure you can see that. I guess you couldn't see that. So if this battery pack were to be sitting 8 inches down in this space, access to the terminals wouldn't be very easy to do. Again, there's insulation on this side and stuff like that, so it's actually a much better solution to have the terminals up, although it is more dangerous and they have to be dropping stuff in there could cause a catastrophic failure, so that they have to be very, very well protected. But having three packs across like this, so one, I have to do it this way. Okay, so one battery pack right there. The next one in the middle, like this. Sit up. The next one in the middle, and then the last one over here does make for easier wiring, easier access, easier insulation, and the supports on the bottom can be a little bit messier because the metal on the bottom is actually nice and flat from that side. So these are the batteries that we're talking about. This would be the back, or the part that would be down on the floor of the car. So there's one support, but besides that, it is pretty much flat. And here's the thermistor and the thermistor or thermocouple. I'm not sure which. I think it's a thermistor. Anyway, that's what would be facing down. This is the side as it's sitting here, but this would go toward the back of the car. So these posts would be sticking into an inaccessible storage space. So there's no problem with the bolt sticking out. And here is the front with the two brackets and the bars that were shipped with the Renault Better Place packs. I haven't replaced them with the battery straps as yet, because I basically have only done my bottom balancing, and I've done a first charge on it, and that's kind of where I sit. I haven't got my controller running yet with the accelerator. It's on the way, so hopefully that we will get some progress on that here pretty quick. But we're going to put a contactor and a fuse between each pack, I think, in order to make it as safe as I can make it. There is another option
which is to split the pack. So actually take out this bar, for instance, and bring it out to a contactor and a fuse and then back, so that in the event that positive and negative somehow get shorted, the pack will actually have internal protection. And if the contactors are open in between the packs, when it's not being charged and when the car isn't on, each of the batteries themselves is about 60 volts. It's not under 50 volts, but it's about 60 volts, which is about as good as I can do.